Hello once again everyone and welcome to Kruznik Sanctuary. I'm your host Kruznik X, and we are working our way up in the path of the Blue Mage for Final Fantasy XIV Stormblood. In the last episode, well, Martyn got himself injured, something fierce, almost got himself killed. So Weinstock ended up teaching us or taking over the lessons, but we'll see what happens in the next in this coming episode. Now this is going to be split up. This isn't going to be split up into two parts, but we have two quests to go on for level 50, and we're going to get right down to it with the final leg of the race, the level 50 quest, The Real Folk Blues.
Chris learned Glower, yes? Then Chris succeeded, just as Martyn said. Latool Ja will tell Martyn.
You did it, Chris! You've done me proud! And that's not the only cause for celebration. I've received a massive saying that Weinstock was as good as his word. The medicine worked and the Wallachie are saved! Martyn! I've been looking everywhere for you!
Seada!
How did you get here? Never mind that! I have something urgent to tell you! Chris, this is Seada, the Wallachie Kaijin I told you about. He learned to speak the common tongue of Eorzea and... Will you listen? It's Weinstock! He brought the medicine and everyone with the disease has been cured. But he wasn't content to simply give it to us. He used it to lay claim to Lapis Canyon. But why would he? Of course! The ceruleum! Lapis Canyon is sacred ground and glows a bright blue because of all the ceruleum beneath the surface. That bastard was after it from the beginning. He must be at the processing plant. Come on, Seada, let's go!
Martyn, stop! Very quick for a man who lie in bed for many days. Chris, can Chris go with him? I worry that Martyn bite off more than Martyn can swallow. Or is that true? As far as Latool Ja know, processing plant in northern Thanalan. Make sure Martyn not do anything stupid.
We're on our way. We're here. Ah, there they are. You only gave them the medicine so you could steal from Lapis Canyon! Steal? Don't speak to me like some common thief. I won't deny that obtaining the ceruleum was my primary concern. But we signed an agreement. It's all perfectly legal, I assure you. You know full well the elders can't read Eorzean. You told them that if they didn't sign the contract, they couldn't have the medicine. And besides, your laws don't apply to the Wallachie. Even so, I expect your elders to honor the promise they made, legally binding or not. Perhaps you have forgotten that the medicine was paid for and produced by my company. Before the negotiations began, I had already spent vast amounts to manufacture a large enough shipment to treat everyone. I saved your tribe from annihilation, and this is how you repay me? I've given you all a second chance to lead healthy, productive lives.
You took advantage of our suffering so that you could plunder the thing most precious to us. Since the time of my ancestors, Lapis Canyon has been at the center of our beliefs, of everything we do.
Beliefs? Come now, don't be absurd. That blue substance you call the lifeblood of the planet is ceruleum, a type of fuel. It's not doing any good just sitting there underground. Once I open a mine in Lapis Canyon, I hope to employ the Wallachie, offering you all an opportunity to earn a proper wage. When you realize what you've been missing all this time, you'll soon forget about your superstitions.
How bloody dare you! Who are you to call them superstitions? This is their way of life, and all you want is to destroy it for the sake of your own greed!
I'm doing more for the Wallachie than you ever will! I'm giving them a chance to build a better future for themselves! They can either be part of the modern world or be left behind!
That's not your decision to make!
What about the medicine? That was a product of Eorzean society. Without it, they'd be dead! And another thing, my investor funded its production for a share of the profits from my New World enterprise!
Darlings, there's no need to squabble.
Oh shit.
I admit it. I'm Rastrak's backer. It all started when I told him about Martyn's plan to save the Wallachie from the epidemic. You see, the prospect of trading with the New World sounded rather promising, though this is the first I've heard of the ceruleum mine. Expanding into new regions often leads to resistance from the locals, but this is far beyond what I was expecting. Wastrak, I don't like being kept in the dark. I'm seriously considering withdrawing from our deal. That said, I can see this being a worthwhile venture, providing that the Wallachie are not being exploited. But I also agree with Martyn that their way of life should not be disrupted. As you can see, this leaves me with a difficult choice. Which is why I propose that the two of you settle this in the arena. Wastrak, you're a Blue Mage yourself, correct?
I am indeed. Though I should warn you, Martyn was never a match for me. Even before he was chewed up and spat out by one of your pets.
Then perhaps it's time for his apprentice, Azuro II, to make his grand debut. I can picture it now. The ultimate clash of blue magic. The loyal disciple of the great Azuro faces a mysterious challenger to determine who is the superior spellcaster. If Chris wins, I'll cut off my funding for the Lapis Canyon project, and the lands will return to their original owners. And if Wastrak is victorious, Martyn must act as intermediary for the Wallachie and persuade them to agree to the development.
Royce, you can do what you like with that money of yours, but you can't expect me to go along with this! For such an old-fashioned sort of fellow, Martyn seems to forget that disputes such as these have been decided by combat since ancient times. I, for one, have no objections. Count me in.
What about the Wallachie? They should be the ones to decide their own fate, not us! You're right, Martyn. But we have a similar tradition. When two sides cannot reach an agreement, a representative from each takes part in a contest of strength. Ideally, one of my people would be chosen, but we are in Eorzea, and I have no choice but to ask you to participate in our behalf. So, will you do it, Chris?
I'll fight for what's right.
Very gallant of you, my dear. The crowd will lap this up. First things first,
Let's get you two into your costumes and take a look at that magic of yours. I want to know what my audience will be getting when the big day arrives. Come along. Back to Ulta. Back to the Weavers Guild. Where are they? There they are. Ugh. There we are. Once you've both changed into your new costumes, I'll see you in the arena. This way, my darlings. All right. Well, what? Ooh. Is definitely different from the Colosseum, that's for sure. Chris, my dear, are you ready? I could do without the headgear, but I'll change that. There's 1,000 needles in Mind Blast. Glower. Oh, whoops. But you missed. No, Latool Ja, not think so. That was hilarious. I don't even care about the rest of this. That was totally worth it to see. Wonderful, my dear. It seems a new hero is born. Now it's Wastrock's turn. Pay close attention to the costume, darlings. It's my finest creation yet. What the crucified fuck Christ is that? That doesn't look like... such power. The dread warlock who transcends dimensions of time and space. Azul Magia.
Why must I be the villain?
It's all part of the act, my dear. What could be more thrilling than an epic struggle between good and evil?
You mean to tell me Wastrock is inside that thing? And why is he floating?
For dramatic effect, of course. If you must know that it's a cerulean levitation device. Surprisingly cheap, too. Apparently there isn't much practical application for the ability to float a few ilms off the ground.
I'm still not convinced it's entirely necessary. And the costume is rather more flamboyant than I would have liked. But if I'm going to do this, I may as well enjoy myself. I'll show the audience what real blue magic looks like.
That's what I like to hear. It's sure to be a performance I'll never forget. Right here at the Max Carnival. Not to put too fine a point on it, Chris, my dear, but I think you'd benefit from some practice before starting on in the main event.
Train all you want. It will make no difference. It'll make no difference. Lapis Canyon is mine.
Yeah, I don't think... Alright, let's speak with Royce. I'd say you're ready to take part in the Mass Carnival, although I'd recommend testing your skills against less challenging opponents before facing Azul Magia. I've gathered quite the menagerie of exotic beasts, but you should choose with care. We tried to call an end to the performance before either side incurs any serious injury, but as Martyn will attest, accidents can happen. Once you feel confident in your abilities, say the word and I'll grant you and Azul Magia the opportunity to settle this feud. Until then, fight well, but don't do anything rash. I might struggle to find another replacement Blue Mage.
That Royce, she's a real piece of work, ain't she? I suppose if I'd seen this coming, we wouldn't be in this mess.
It's up to you now, Chris.
He's right. If only I hadn't been damn near killed in that bloody show, I could have dealt with him myself. Well, I'd like to think I'd have a chance of winning. But he was always the better mage. To be honest, though, I think you've got a real talent for blue magic. In fact, you shouldn't be scared of Wastrock. He should be scared of you. With the right spells, I reckon you'll be able to take him down a peg or two. Now get out there and show him what you're made of. Ugh. Look at me getting all worked up like that. I'd better head back before the Kaizen realizes I've gone. Hopefully I'll be allowed out of the infirmary to watch some of your performances, though. Best of luck, Chris. The Mass Carnival is unlocked. The Mass Carnival has been unlocked. To participate, speak with the Celestium attendant in Onyx Lane. Oh, we have to. So I have to. Well, at least we got finished with that. We might as well equip our new gear. First and foremost, the Spirit of the Wallachie, which I've been waiting for. And now, the Magus' Attire Coffer. Alright, let's ditch this gear. Alright, without further ado, let's get this gear on. For leg gear, we've got the Magus' trousers. For feet, the Magus' shoes.
For chest gear, the Magus' jacket. For hand gear, the Magus' gloves. And finally, for head, the Magus' mask. I do not like the headgear one bit, though, so I'm going to cast a nice little glamour on this with the reading glasses. The rest of the gear is nice. So, we've got some work to do now. The next episode will involve the Mass Carnival. And the next path of the the next path of the Blue Mage quest will be once we've taken on Azomagia. Well, so without further ado, that's going to be it for this episode of Cruising Sanctuary. Thank you for watching, and I hope you all enjoyed the show. As always, if you're watching this on Twitch or live from PlayStation and you like this show, click the follow button, be sure to turn on notifications so you're well informed, and be sure to subscribe to me for access to exclusive videos and live streams. If you're watching this on YouTube and you like this video, click the like button below and leave a comment. Subscribe to my channel by clicking here and click the bell icon for notifications. Click here to watch more by me, click here to watch the next episode, and click here to watch the previous one.